So I just had a former guest reach out. So I blah 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 blah. So I just had a former guest reach out to me, and I decided to respond in a unique way instead. I'm gonna post up what they said, and you can pause to read if you'd like. You're absolutely right. In my personal experience, most of my issues were in the beginning, and they were a price issue. And most of my issues are the same issues that I see that all these other hosts have about all these horror stories, about people doing wild stuff, smoking, trashing, crashing. It's all price issues. The lowest prices bring in the lowest people, the lowest bidder. So when you're priced crazy low because you want to be competitive, you bring in that nature. I had the same issue in the beginning, and then once I adjusted my prices, I saw less and less and less in that. And now I'm at a pretty good sweet spot from where I'm at. I still get them. It's never going to be zero, but statistically speaking, I'm doing phenomenal. Like I've had almost 600 rentals, and I've had maybe 10 headaches. One car got totaled, maybe like 4 fender benders, like accidents, but like not like accidents, like they messed up the front bumper, or I just had a lady who was high doing 100 miles an hour and sideswiped the whole side of one of my little Toyotas. I just dropped it off at the shop today, funny enough. But for the most part, it's much smaller stuff. Smoking, maybe a stain here or there. It's usually small stuff. But again, price issue. Now, as far as you being concerned about your safety, there's a lot of validity. I can never say that damn word. Validity. Whatever. It's true. Like, I get it. In me, I would be in the same position as a husband who really cares. Like, I would be uncomfortable with my wife doing that. The likelihood of that happening is pretty slim, but it's, again, same thing. It's not zero. People are crazy and people are stupid. Like, yes, we have their ID. It's on, matter of fact, before, all the way up until their trip starts for a good little while, you have access to the ID. You can go back and look. So up until, I don't know what the cutoff is, but it's a little bit into their trip that it cuts off that you can't go back and look at the ID, but Turo still has that ID and all the information. So if something were to happen, it's not like they're going to get away with it. Especially if you listen to some of my previous videos and you put that aftermarket GPS in there and you hire somebody who knows what they're doing to install it, they can't find it. In one of my previous videos, I don't know if you saw it or not, but yeah, that guy who stole my car and went to Michigan, he tried to find the GPS. He pulled out the door trim and still couldn't find it. You know, I'm glad because that, shout out to my radio guy, Mr. Jimenez Audio. But, it's not, the likelihood of them getting away is incredibly slim. So it's a huge deterrent. But at the end of the day, yeah, like you don't know. You just don't know. Even me, myself, I usually protect myself. Like in the daytime, I'm all right, but I'm carrying. I'm carrying. I just moved into a new office as well. And it's not necessarily a bad neighborhood, but it's not the greatest looking area. I'm running a 6-figure business out of here. So when I'm in here late night and I got like my laptop and all that stuff set up, here I am pulling out in a nice BMW or whatever the case may be. It's usually something nice. I have maybe a little bit of jewelry on. One day, like my second or third day here, it finally clicked. And I was like, wow, I am a huge target right now. Like if I was hungry, I would try me. And that's a little different. You're not here yet at your own office. You're going to be renting probably from your primary residence, I'm assuming, or like a local spot that's close by. But yeah, at the end of the day, you just never know. I haven't had any issues like that. I've had onesies and twosies that I was like, it could probably go there, but nothing ever really happened as far as confrontation or anything like that. But being a woman is very different, unfortunately. And as far as your kids go, Toro, you are almost in complete control as a host. So you can set your own times. You can set your own times every day. You could change it. You could make it flat out like, hey, I'm available from this day to this day, so you can't book or drop off before this time, and you can't book or drop off by this time. Like, I'm a family man too. I got kids, so pretty much me, I just changed my schedule again because all of our schools shifted about 15 to 20 minutes to the right. So I used to be 8 to 9, and then on one hand, I wanted to start coming home a little bit earlier because like some of those days are long days, and I like to be here for even when the guest shows up. So I switched it to 8 at night, and then I actually switched it to 8:30 in the morning. So 8:30 in the morning is the earliest anybody could book or drop it off, and 8:30 at night, or excuse me, 8 o'clock at night is the earliest anybody could book or drop the vehicle off, with the exception of if they submit a request and I approve it. But again, that requires my approval. So they submit this request and I could say no, and then they just have to extend it, another day or so. But yeah, you as a host, it takes some time to figure it out, but you are almost in complete control. You set your times, your pickup locations, your delivery locations, your prices, your discount rates. Turo is, I admit, they are doing some stuff that I don't like, but ultimately it's, like I said, if you have the right vehicles, which you already have 2 of the right vehicles, you're starting off pretty great. So if you have the right vehicles and they're priced appropriately, then yeah, I have no doubt you're going to do just fine. I think those vehicles are going to do just fine. And you can never have enough of those because everybody needs a truck. Everybody needs a 3-row SUV. And those are 2 vehicles that most people usually don't have. We all have an everyday car, but not everybody most people don't need an SUV so much that they have to buy one, because not everybody has a bunch of kids. Some people have maybe 1 kid or 2 kids, or maybe they can't afford the SUV. So like that was me for a good little while. I didn't need a 3-row. I needed an SUV. It didn't necessarily have to be a 3-row, but at that point in time, we were going on a lot of vacations, and it turns out, yeah, I kind of need a 3-row because I need the extra space. So I bought one, I put it on Turo, and here I am 11 cars later. But you have the right attitude, just do it. Just do it. Like, I actually just removed myself from there's a bunch of Facebook groups. There's a bunch of, it's not just Facebook, but I was on a bunch of them for Facebook. There's like, I don't even remember the names of them, but they're all Turo groups or a bunch of hosts. And they're supposed to give like knowledge and tips and information, and it's supposed to be helpful. And all they ever do is complain and say, oh, this isn't worth it, or I'm leaving the app. And if you put any objective criticism out there, all they do is just attack you. So like, I was trying to bring in more than I was taking, and which wasn't hard because I wasn't getting anything out of it. Like, it sounds arrogant to say, but truth is, I wasn't learning anything from them. I didn't learn it. The only thing I did was get slightly more inspired because I saw a couple other guests that had like 20 something vehicles, and they were doing it supposedly by themselves. And I was like, well, that means that I can too, especially once more of these are paid off and I can set longer windows and stuff in between, because I'm managing, like, I own 11 right now, 9 of which I rent out, and I do that by myself. And there are some days where like it's a long damn day, but I can handle it. So I got inspiration and motivation to keep adding to the fleet once more of these are paid off. But yeah, I say do it. You got 2 great vehicles. Everybody needs a truck. Everybody needs an SUV. Put it this way. We're in similar markets because you're not too far away from me. So you're going to be my competition one day. So I see you. I'm going to beat you, but I see you. I need 2 more of those. Like, I need another truck. I have 2 and I still need another one. I have 1 truck left right now. The other truck just left this morning. It got booked and left this morning. And my blue truck is still there. I wouldn't be surprised if by the end of today or before I even finish this video, it's going to be booked. My SUV right now is gone. So I only have 2 trucks and 1 3-row SUV. I need another truck. I need another 3-row. I can't have enough supply for that demand. And I could probably use another every day. Personally, I'm going to wait till more of these are paid off so I'm more comfortable. It's working. It's working. So I wouldn't listen to those people who are saying, oh, it's not worth it. You barely make any money. You break even. Yeah, duh. Any business you start, unless it's drugs, or something, or you're incredibly lucky, you don't turn a profit right away. Every business ever, it takes a while, like 2 to 3 years on the fast end to really start turning a profit. So, once your vehicles are paid off, God forbid, knock on wood, nothing happens to them, then you start turning that profit. It's still a risk because, yeah, you could put it on the platform and it could end up getting totaled the first damn day. What if you didn't really make that many payments on the car? Now you're actually out a little bit of money. But ultimately, I say do it. It wouldn't hurt to have your husband nearby, especially if you're going to be doing hand-to-hand, I don't want to say transactions because it seems wrong, but especially if you're meeting the guest face-to-face and handing them the keys, which I personally recommend. You experienced that with me, I believe. Yeah, I believe you were a pickup. I can't remember 110%, but if you came to pick up the vehicle, I was here. So you met me, you shook my hand, or I delivered to you and I still met you and shook your hand in the whole 9 yards. It makes it much more personable. And I've realized that I get less BS when I do that. I don't know why. Maybe, I don't know what that is, some sort of weird psychology trick. But when I don't meet the guest, statistically, I get more fuckery. So statistically speaking, when I don't meet the guest, shake their hand, give them the tour of the vehicle, it's more likely that they're going to smoke in my car or immediately speed in it, which I could handle that, the speeding, or just whatever. But whenever, for some reason, when I meet them and they're like, whoa, like everybody says, I've never had a host actually meet me before. And they're blown away. You saw it. I give the presentation of the car. I walked you around from the front to the back, left, right, side, everything. I had all the extras, all the, the blanket, the towel, the travel guide. Everybody loves that damn travel guide. It actually got to a point now where I have snacks and complimentary bottles of water. Actually, I'm going to make a video about that pretty soon. So here's a spoiler alert for you personally. You're going to get first dibs on this about being creative is what my next video is going to be about being creative. And I found a creative way to do that. So instead of paying for it myself, I reached out to the local community. I'm getting way off topic, sorry. But I reached out to the local community and any local businesses, local entrepreneurs. Essentially, they give me like $10 a month and they give me 50 items, whether it's a business card, a pen, a sticky notes, whatever. It's 2025. You could promote your business however. And I would stick one of their cards in each bag. So now in each bag is a little gift bag. It looks just like this. It says a gift from the local community right on it. You got a bunch of like people's business cards and stuff in here, snacks, chips, cookies, a complimentary bottle of water. It goes a very long way. In summation, I would say go ahead and do it. I would try to have some layer of protection with you just in case, especially being a woman. Like, it's not right, but it doesn't make it any less true. So yeah, absolutely 110% protect yourself. If you got good aim, go get, go get yourself your pistol's purchase permit. If you don't have it already, get your concealed carry so you don't have to carry it out. And I personally, I don't like that. It is a deterrent enough for most people, but for the people who are crazy enough to try it in the first place, it may not be enough of a deterrent. So it's better to have my personal opinion, it's better to have the element of surprise in a situation like that. But, with the right amount of training, you could be Quick Draw McGraw and, well, sorry, buddy. But you're going to make it. You're going to go home and continue to be a good mother and a good wife and continue to run your hopefully successful business. Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often as far as because people ask me questions all the time. And they text me and they message me just like you did in a previous in a previous trip. They shoot me a message and I usually respond, but it's usually a pretty long response. And I'm better at talking than I am typing. So I think I'm actually going to do this a little bit more often to other people who message me and ask me questions. And then I could put it out there because the same question you have, 7 other people have had already. You had 1 or 2 that were new. So, but, people ask me a lot of questions. So sometimes they're the same question or sometimes they're just a really good question. So to anybody else who watches my videos or anybody else who is watching this right now as one of my guests. If you have some questions, go ahead. You can shoot me a text, or you could respond to one of my videos, and I'll do this. I'll probably post up your thing, and I'm not gonna put your face there. I'm not gonna put your name. If you put sensitive information, I'm gonna edit the text a little bit, so you retain your privacy. But it's a good way for me to respond to a lot of this stuff. So thank you guys. I look forward to a lot more questions. As always, I'm your power host, Craig, and I hope I can provide a better experience.